Hello televiewers and listeners of DepED Hour. I am your teacher presenter for this episode. Did you ever find yourself in a conversation where you have no idea what the other person is saying? Maybe it's the person in the car is using words like carburetor or camshaft. It is not your head and wait for the prize. Or maybe you find yourself in a chat group reading words like rendezvous. Rendezvous? It sounds like a rainbow. What's the meaning of that? That seems so weird once it came on the line. Maybe you're taking a test and you're supposed to analyze reading passage, but you don't know the meaning. You have no access to dictionary. What do? Well, I'm gonna teach you hard terminologies. Instead, we will study context clues. And this is our lesson for tonight in English Module 1, Session 11. I am Richard Paguli from Bagong Buhay Elementary School, your teacher presenter for tonight. Now, how do we determine the meaning of the word by using context clues? Context clues refer to the other words in sentences around the word in question. There's a very great matter of using context clues to figure out what words mean. The first is to look and see if the definition of the word is right there. This can also be a restating of the word. Consider these sentences. While planning the party, man was prudent with the guest list, acting with a great caution and care not to invite anyone with whom he wouldn't want to jump around in the bow's house. What does prudent mean? In this sentence, the definition of the word is right there. Who is being prudent? Money. With what? The guest list. You don't need to know what prudent means to figure it out. And how else does money behavior with the guest list describe? He is acting with great caution and care. So what's the definition of prudent? Acting with great caution and care. Second, you'll see examples that help explain the word in question. This is very similar to finding the definition. Look at this sentence. Some celestial bodies such as planets and stars can be seen with the naked eye. What does celestial mean? This time, it's not to find out the word in the sentence, but we do have examples in what it means. In the sentence, the example of celestial bodies stated are planets and stars. Therefore, celestial must be heavenly, and those examples help us to figure it out. Third, you see a synonyms or antonyms nearby. A synonyms is another word that means the same thing, and antonyms is a word that means of the opposite. Oh, and if you wanted to know what synonyms and antonyms mean to use this matter, let's look at some examples. Here's the first one. Her animosity or hatred of her sister had divided the family. What does animosity mean? There is a synonyms right there. Hatred. And guess what? That's the meaning of animosity. Here's another. Prissy is so thrifty that she could never be called extravagant. What does extravagant mean? Again, we have an adjective, thrifty. But here's the context. Prissy could have never been extravagant. Why? Because she's thrifty. This time, we have antonyms. So, extravagant is the opposite of thrifty. Therefore, it means lavish and wasteful. Before we continue with more examples, let's pause for some reminder from our station.